Well, good evening. We're back for the game of the night. It's night 2 of the 2022 Gillies Shield, live from Gunnerland, Adelaide Plains. West Beach is the home of Softball SA, and we bring you the best live stream broadcasting in the country. And that's thanks to Space Squake Sports. Commentators tonight, James Harris, alongside me, Anthony Weatherstone. And for the first time, very excited about this, for the Gillies Shield, it's Mark Cramp. Welcome, gentlemen.
G'day, everybody. Thanks very much. I'm excited to be here. Weather's good to sit next to you. I haven't sat next to you at all on the commentary box.
6 years in the making. Good to see you, franchise.
I'm excited. What a night for it. Glorious day. Two really sharp teams. I'm looking forward to this. I think I said I'm excited.
Anthony, this is about game number 4 for you, I think. Not keeping count.
No. So, yeah, watched a bit of New South Wales, Queensland before. They just got up 8-4 in the end.
We're about underway here, gentlemen. So Chelsea Robinson to lead things off for the SA Stars. We'll get to New South Wales' previous game in a moment. Brianna Evans pitching to Riley Arnott. That's the battery for New South Wales. Someone mentioned to me earlier, New South Wales are in cosplay tonight, doing their best umpires impersonation with their navy blue pants and their sky blue top.
You get on the side of the Blues any way you possibly can.
Here's Chelsea Robinson for the Stars. Low for ball 2, so good start. She is a lead off for her club team, Walkerville Cats, and the rumours are that she heads over to Europe the day after this tournament finishes to play in the Netherlands for the famous Dutch team, the Sparks.
Well, that's exciting. Hopefully she leaves on a positive note for South Australian supporters.
Do we know anybody from SA that's got any connections over there?
There's a few South Australians that have gone over to the Netherlands and made a name for themselves.
I tell you what's a bit of a duel here between Brianna and Chelsea. They both take their time, don't they? One on the mound, one in the box. It's sort of like, all right, well, let's just feel each other out and see how this game's going to pan out early.
Well, this is Evans' first time on the mound in 2 days.
4-ball walk to lead things off. I saw her first warm-up pitch and she just slipped a little bit, so maybe taking a little bit of time to get used to the conditions here in a new state, but Chelsea Robinson takes full toll of that 4-ball walk, starts with a runner on. Second batter of the game, Sarah Tonkin.
Now, Sarah Tonkin can hit a long ball, and left field has come right in.
Gets the bunt down first pitch. Evans does the fielding herself. Oh, Chelsea Robinson just tried to take it on. It's a double play. That was trouble from the start. Obstruction called from... She thought, she pointed to the umpire, she thought there was an obstruction call.
Well, time's been called because there is a bit of a conference, a bit of confusion out there with the on-base field umpire.
Yeah, let's have a look. Let's have a look here. Brett Tyler is the man in the background. We can have a look here.
Yeah, but he hasn't made a call. He would have had to have made that at the time.
Okay, they're asking the question. Let's have a look at second shortstop there. That's Jade Jensen for shortstop for New South Wales. She's claiming that the runner was in the way, and, well, technically speaking, the runner should have a free pass to the base if the fielder's doesn't have possession of the ball, and that happened. So she had to go around, the long way around. There was a little bit of an elbow there, but that's fair play here at this level. Jensen needed to allow the inside track for Chelsea Robinson, so there probably should have been a call there.
Yeah, he should have.
Clear.
She's right on the inside corner there.
She's got to be in the active receiving.
I don't think she hit the plate either. If you have a look at that, watch her feet, I don't think she actually hit the bag.
And that's why Chelsea Robinson took it on. She was tagged out. Good backup from Riley Arnott. There is a conversation still happening. Head coach for the Stars, Bill Benedictson, doesn't look happy. And the umpires, when they review that, they will need to we'll probably discuss it and make a correction because the Stars have now got 2 out. Belinda White comes to the plate.
It's a shame we can't go to the replay.
Yeah, it's done nothing to slow down cricket.
Yep. Oh, it's available. Football does it. Cricket does it. Let's get with the times. You wouldn't want to put another one in front of Belinda White like that, I would assume, on a night like this with the breeze just tinkering around, heading out towards the outfield, and she has got her eye in.
Yeah, we mentioned the breeze last night. It does push towards the left field of Diamond 2. Outside edge, and Evans is around the 97, high 90 mark so far early on in this matchup. We'll go around the diamond in a moment if we get an opportunity for the New South Wales defence. Two out after the Stars. Bird a chance, an early chance with Robinson, a 4-ball walk. We're up to hitters 3 and 4 in the lineup. It's White and Cameron who have caused havoc for some teams so far this week at the Gillies Shield.
I just keep going back through that play in my mind where there's with Robinson just giving her a little elbow. Played with some big boys. Dan Waters running through. I don't think he would have got a little elbow as...
Ground ball, Jensen moves across. Great lateral movement. Fires it across for the 3rd out. So a pretty good inning after all that for New South Wales.
Yeah, I remember what you're talking about. Normally the player that's running through those bases normally
gives
you a little bit of assistance in making sure you're off their base path.
Yeah. Well, I said fair game, particularly at this level. I don't want to cause any controversy, but should she have gone harder to make it obvious that she was standing in the way?
Because if there's contact made and it's obvious contact, the umpire would have called obstruction straight away and gave her that free base, right?
Yeah.
The play would have been taken away. She tried to, okay, I've touched you gently enough to say, well, I've touched you, I'm going to take 3rd anyway, you're going to call it. I didn't see the call because I was watching the play at first, or I was watching the rounding.
But she's, my only issue is that as far as going harder, James, the umpire's 6 feet right behind it, and you can see that Robinson's path's been affected, and she's had to change her running path. So I would have thought that would have been enough. I wouldn't have thought there's anything else to gain. But look, getting back to this, Jade Peterson yesterday, great game against Queensland, using all of her experience and all of her tricks. Big task tonight against New South Wales, one of her close friends behind the plate, Olympian Belle White, so this will be a real treat for her, something that she would have been looking forward to. So the last 6 times that SA and New South Wales have met, the score tally is 15-13. So
pretty close.
All the games are really close.
Decided by a run, yeah, pretty close. There's split screen, lead-off batter, Michelle Cox dialing in. Couple of Olympians on screen as well.
Yeah, and Cox just had another big day so far with the bat. Another triple against Queensland to lead off today, just like last night. So this is game 3 for New South Wales, so they've had a long day.
Peterson throwing down early 90s, high 80s, but with movement.
Yeah.
This is going to throw another spanner in the works, and it's going to look at the New South Wales batting repertoire. And because they've just come off a couple of red-hot cracking games with a bit of pace coming at them. So their eyes are at that now. You've got Jade Peterson, who we watch in the Premier League, throws these little googlies and throws these off-pace things, and they get you.
Yeah. There's a reason why she's thrown 130-plus Ks in the regular season for her club team, Glenelg.
Oh, well, that deflection off the elbow guard of Cox has deflected onto the catcher, Belinda White, so she's gone up to take it. Cox didn't know, and she just heads straight up to first, hitting the elbow guard.
And just for those that may have been watching the earlier broadcast,
top of the leg.
Chantel Ladner was, sorry, I've got that wrong completely. The pitcher from Queensland earlier today that got hit, spoke to her a little while ago, and she's okay. So anybody that was, we'll find her name shortly, but we just spoke to her before and she's okay.
First pitch, hit by pitch, and message from the veteran there.
Maybe.
Little brushback.
And this is Shannon Keevers up to bat now. Goes, line drive to Robinson.
Oh.
Look, there's a little bit in this game, isn't there, already? These are the top 2 teams of the competition.
Cox has been belted again.
Cox dives back, so she's hit by pitch. First pitch, she dives back to save herself from the double play.
Watch the replay.
Have a look at
here.
the Eastern replay. Yeah, good play from...
The head to the shin, was it?
She dove into the knee of Pippa Adkins, and she checked in straight away. So, look, they say that nothing's soft about softball, and when it's played at its highest level, I can tell you right now, I've come home with a couple of bumps and bruises myself. So we hope that Michelle Cox is okay.
Wouldn't even know that he's played, whether he's so, like he never talks about himself. Classic.
Played one or two.
Laura Coulter was the pitcher that was hit from Queensland
She's
earlier
okay?
today. Yeah, she's okay. Forgive me for having a mind blank. I've got about 50 names in my head at the moment that haven't ever seen before. So
where did she get hit? Or was it in a...
It was a reflex.
Line drive straight back to the face.
Was that the line drive? Right.
95k an hour, and it's actually hit her face and then her glove and then rebounded over to third base on the full. Out.
Let's give Cox some credit there, because she made it back and did not move her hand at all, and that was a fair old play, and well done. She's come off.
Coming off, yeah. So there's going to be a substitution. Unless there's blood, this will be a substitution. We'll keep our eye out for that. Doesn't look like the change has been made with the plate umpire. Potentially. Might be blood.
It might just be a substitute runner, yeah? Can't you just bring someone in to run?
No, not unless there's blood. But we haven't had an opportunity to go around the diamond here for either team. So Jade Peterson pitching to Belinda White, Pippa Adkins at first, Steph Collar at second, Lana Kaiser at third, Chelsea Robinson at shortstop, outfield left to right, Sarah Tonkin, Maddie Cameron and Gemma Letton for the home team, the SA Stars. And Jade Peterson goes back and deals just outside. This new hitter is Grace Rickson. Now, we've been keeping our eye on her, haven't we, Anthony? She can hit, she can pitch. She's playing left field tonight. She's hitting 3 in this 1v2 game. Yeah,
she hit an inside-out triple last night, which was super impressive for a couple of runs, and went on to pitch that game for 4 innings. So, lots of young players in the lineup. So you can see that New South Wales are using a lot of them in this game as they try and manage their players who are playing their 3rd game today.
Oh, goes with the change up there at 69 kilometres an hour. It just loops in, trying to get that off-pace chase. The runner taking a big lead there at first.
Ground ball, Robinson in the play again. She'll have to be quick here, fire it off. She beats it out for an infield single, Grace Rickson. And Chelsea Robinson didn't do too much wrong. She came up firing. Just the courtesy runner or substitution runner is Narissa McDowell for New South Wales, number 8. Riley Arnott, the hitter. This is a different New South Wales lineup to what we've seen so far in the tournament. We likely see the Taylor Titsacronis hitting 3, and your Stacey McManus is in there as well in the top few batters. So a couple of Olympians just sitting this one out for New South Wales. Yeah, watching that game before against Queensland, which was back and forth before New South Wales gained the ascendancy. I'm not saying that anybody was hurt, but you could definitely tell that 5 games in...
It's been a big couple of days.
36 hours was starting to take its toll. So Coach Porter had to start managing her team in that regard. And Titsacronis, especially behind the plate, doing a lot of work. Still went 2 for. Well, Eric said in the previous game that New South Wales, in an undefeated position after the end of round 1, plus their win at the start of round 2, just the game just prior, that they will finish in the top 2, because the 3rd, 4th and 5th teams are all battling it out for that finals position. Only top 4 play finals in the Gillies Shield, all with 1 win and 1 loss at the end of 1 win and 3 losses at the end of round 1. So New South Wales can manage their team as Arnott goes out to the right side, and at full stretch, it's Gemma Letton. She's fast as lightning, and she covered the outfield really well for the 2nd out. Runners. Well, the runner at 2 was tagging McDowell, and she advances to 3rd on the catch. Runner at first stays put.
You watch Gemma Letton here, just has the wheels and just does not take her eye off the ball, and caught that comfortably and then fired it in with a very good throw. The smiling assassin strikes again. Good hit though. Advance the runner, did your job. So you're in 2 minds as a batter. You watch that one come through. It's only 88 k's an hour. It's not moving until it needs to move. And you go, oh, I should have.
This is Jade Jensen for New South Wales. It's her first start. She's had a couple of pinch hits. Starting shortstop tonight for New South Wales. Just sees that one coast past on the outside edge. Yes, we are going to try and catch up with Jade during the week once her draw favours us. Join us in the commentary box. She hosts the softball shout-out.
Oh, big strike out there by Peterson. Got her with those first two, 88, 88, and then an 89 rise or tailer out the top there. And she got her chasing because those first two were so hittable that she went, ooh, ooh, and then again.
Yeah,
the wily old veteran.
First strikeout for Jade Peterson, and SA viewers wouldn't be uncommon.
Yeah,
seeing Jade Peterson get a strikeout early on in the game, and that's the first strikeout as well. We'll turn the page back over, and South Australia probably need to settle in the box a little bit after their first inning. Maddie Cameron will lead things off, but while we wait for that first batter of the second innings, let's go around the New South Wales defence. We've mentioned Brianna Evans. She is pitching to Riley Arnott, Jasmine Peters at first, Bria Tui at second, Montana Kearns at third base, Jade Jensen at shortstop, outfield left to right, Grace Rickson, Shannon Keevers. Is Michelle Cox out there? Did she make it, or have they made a change?
No, they've made a change.
Right, so that will be number 8 then, I would suspect.
Is that Michelle?
Sorry, I'm not. I'm sorry, I was looking in the wrong position.
I think Michelle's out there.
I think she's gone back out. Yeah.
Well, keep your eye out, gents. If we see uniform 47,
if we can get a pan out the right field, can we get a pan?
Michelle Cox is left-handed, isn't she?
Yeah.
Left-handed batter, I think.
All right.
I was just going to quickly cross for those that are watching with us tonight. Speaking of the ladder that you just were there, James, a big game over on Diamond 2. ACT Diamonds playing Vic Titans, and 0-0 at top of the first. On the mound for the Diamonds, the young pitcher Porter, game 3 of the day, having a very big, long day for her. Parker, sorry. Oh, my God, Parker. It's a long day for me as well. And for the Titans, it's Nicole Martin.
Look, I just want to give a quick shout-out. I don't do it very often, but someone watching, very special person to us here in Softball SA and to the Stars. Georgia Hood's watching from Pensacola in Florida, so keeping an eye out on her teammates.
Maddie Cameron held on an 82-kilometre-an-hour change-up and held well. No, she didn't, says the umpire. Not me, that was the umpire.
Thanks for cutting me off, Mark.
Sorry, mate.
Rule number 1, don't talk over the play-by-play.
G'day, Georgia.
Hey, George.
Maddie Cameron, 1-1 count, has been terrorising the pitchers throughout the course of this week. She picked up another 3 RBIs in the previous game that they had today against ACT. It was a great game. Head-to-head, ACT just never backed down, but the Stars found a way. Cameron with a keen eye. Arnott tried to frame that one. Looked like it was 2 balls inside the right-hand batter's box.
Maddie Cameron all over that one. Just eyeballed it as it crossed it in the batter's box itself. She's prepped up here.
Took a big, deep breath there as well. Here's Evans. She's in no hurry, Evans, is she? She really takes her time up on the plate. Goes to a full count.
That's what I was saying at the start of the game, is that her and Chelsea Robinson were almost having a, all right, let's see who can take the longest and settle in. But Brianna is certainly looking the part out there for my liking. She's got a good mix of speed. I've got the speed gun right here in front of me, James, and it's fluctuating.
Cameron already 2 for 3 on the day with 3 RBIs.
Another change up. Cameron gets a piece of this, and Jensen showing some skill over there at shortstop. She moves very well to her glove side, fires it across, strong arm.
All right, Lana Kaiser on fire last night.
And today, she got another big hit today.
You don't want to put anything loose. Here, Lana Kaiser.
Stars lineup so well, tight-knit group, and it means a lot to them to be playing for this team. Kaiser's one of their ringleaders. She's hosted the team the night before the tournament started at her house. Evans just like a human rain delay. Another ground ball to Jensen. Again, reads it well off the bat, makes a good play. So 3 plays to shortstop in a row. Belinda White, Maddie Cameron, and Lana Kaiser. So the Stars players not having any trouble getting bat on ball, but they are having a little bit of trouble finding a gap.
Yep.
Here's the birthday girl, Johanna Grauer, UCLA alum. Played for the Swedish team at a European Championship and the USA under-19 team at a Junior Worlds. Gold medalist in that team. Very famous softball school, UCLA as well.
Yo will either pull this down the third base line and you'll never see it again. It'll just fly. She's got some power down that line, or drive it out to left centre, I reckon. 2 possibilities.
It's nothing to do with that off speed. Evans has thrown plenty of these pitches as well, just trying to throw off the timing of the Stars batters, and it has worked so far.
Well, Arnett doing a good job there, just mixing it up as well, isn't she? It's a good little combo you got going there.
That one right up there, 98k, so she can mix up the speeds. Evans.
It was a 24k
difference. Yeah. The fastest, Yo's the fastest we've seen on, well, off this display, this speed display that we've got here at the commentary desk. 102 she was throwing last night. 80k change up. So she goes up, then she goes down. Like you said, Mark, the speed's fluctuating, but another walk. So both times the Stars have had a base runner, it's been from a walk. Steph Collett comes to the box. Great conditions. It's the 1st of May and we're playing softball in Adelaide. It's unheard of.
It's beautiful weather.
Maybe we should extend the season.
I would suggest maybe not surveying the players on that. Just a quick update. Victoria have jumped ACT 2-0 on a single by Catherine Lamy.
Either of those teams can win that game from any position. She just guides that in as well, doesn't she? That change up, it's on the outside edge, and she is doing very well to change the speeds, but she just has not found the right groove yet for that change up.
Not far off, though,
not
Jimmy.
far off.
You look at the umpire, where this is also giving it a real good look too. The umpire going, you know, half a ball or a quarter of a ball, and that was yours. But it must be difficult for the pitcher, Jim.
Up to 9-9 on the clock.
I was about to say, it's difficult for the pitcher itself, unless you're used to doing this fast, slow, to try and get your control, right? Because you normally only see 1 or 2 change-ups an innings, or, you know, you use them, but here they're getting used frequently.
Another walk, this one gets away. Well, Yo Grauer being cheeky, looking to take an extra one, but intent was there from the Stars base runner, Steph Collett, aboard 3rd walk of the game for Evans. The reason why I just had a little giggle was we're anticipating the pitch, and so you go quiet waiting for the play, but Evans is still, whether she's trying to find a grip or get into the groove or think about the process a little bit.
I mean, part of us can say that, you know, we're 29 minutes into a game and we're in the 2nd innings, and it hasn't been an awful lot of stuff going on. But New South Wales have got a game plan here. It's their third game of the day. They're resting some of their stars. They've got another big day tomorrow. And she's doing a great job offsetting the hitting.
Yep. How would she go with the pitch clock? We had a pitch clock at the under-23 men's in Melbourne this week.
Yeah, but the other thing I was just about to say is just remember, she's 22 years old. She's just hit 100 Ks on the speed gun, but she's 22 years old, and it's her first Open Women's Nationals. And this is her first pitching game, and she's thrown against the home state. So I suppose you put all of those things together, and there can be some reasons for her going through what she's going through at the moment.
Well, I like that she's got some composure, but I'm putting the clock on her.
Yeah.
As she goes back and goes through her routine, and that's important for a pitcher.
I'll tell you that's fine, but I'm going to put another clock on her, and that's if she throws another change-up like that too often that sits up in the zone, she's not going to be in the diamond much longer.
That was over 20 seconds, and the ball goes wild, and Yo Grauer makes it across to third. And Steph Collett to second. She's got the ball back now, so 20 seconds. Shot clock starts again.
Still 2 out.
2 runners in scoring position. Pippa Adkins hit 2 in the earlier game against ACT. Got on 3 times out of 4, including a hit.
Yeah, this pass ball has just changed up Bill Benedictson's game plan. I think he's had a quick little
20 seconds right there. Yeah, sorry, Bill?
Yeah, Bill Benedictson I think he had a quick chat to Yo, so he's mixed up his game plan here from the last at-bat. There it is. Oh.
Great catch at first base from Peters. It took 30 seconds for Evans to deliver that one. So the Stars have got an argument for illegal pitching, if you ask for me. She is taking too long, but a great defensive play. Let's have a look at the Eastern replay. Watch her dive to her glove side.
She gets over to it quite comfortably in the end. I think it was a bit hesitant. How fast is it coming to me?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got it.
Yeah, it came off the top. Sorry, the bottom of the bat. Didn't get it flush off the bat. So, yeah. Still, sometimes they're the ones that freak out the most. They look like they're coming super fast and. But interesting, that's. I mean, you've been watching these games here too, Mark. I mean, like it's. Managing your team 8 games in 3 days and making sure that you're actually going to peak on day 4 when it all matters. It's a difficult task for a coach.
Well, the home team has got the same right as the away team to do it as well. Manage your players, manage your team, manage the game. And I mean, if this was a crucial, you must get in the split screen again.
Bit cheeky there from our team at Spacequake Sports, just showing how similar the 2 uniforms are between New South Wales and the umpires.
Come on, guys. What are we trying to say here?
I don't think Jade will take 30 seconds on the pitch clock too, because you've got to remember she's got 2 boys at home.
Yeah.
So three boys. Yeah, 3 boys. She's got a bed curfew at 9, so we need to. She'll be wanting to get this up and racing.
Hitter for New South Wales is Montana Kearns. Yeah. Been an honest performer for New South Wales so far this week. Outside edge. I'll start the clock on Jade just to be fair, just to show that I'm not being biased.
No woman would ever accuse you of that.
Never seen a more one-eyed South Australian alive.
12 seconds. So just 18 seconds difference in the delivery of pitches between Evans and Peterson.
All right.
Always said that was a long time. And here we go.
Smashes it in the alley. Cameron's chasing it down. Sarah Tonkin's there to support. She'll turn 2 for a little look. Stands up. Lead-off runner aboard for New South Wales and straight into scoring position.
Hey, credit where credit's due. That is a cracking hit too, to a safe spot every day of the week. Nice and flat as well. Didn't get under it too much there, Weathers, and just drove it right out. Yeah. Come across the plate as well. When you look at that, threw her hands at it.
Yeah, right out in front. I mean, Maddie Cameron's one of the best outfielders in the country, and she's had to make it past the fencing sign to get there to try and cut that down. So that's a great shot. But to be honest, in my experience in watching Jade over a long period of time, I don't think Jade's at her best until something like this happens.
Yeah, that won't happen again. You won't get one that tails and sits like that.
Yeah.
She'll take either a little bit off it or put a bit on it. As that one pops straight back up.
Peterson does the fielding off her own pitching.
Yeah. It's not a matter of just giving up runs or giving up hit. It's just normally when something like that happens, at her experience, mistakes just don't happen twice.
This is Jasmine Peters. She took a terrific catch to end the South Australian threat at the top half of this inning. Bunt attempt again to Peterson. She'll get the throw off to Collett for the second out. The sacrifice bunt from Peters advances. Kearns to third. It's been a quick inning.
Did I not hear right before, or did New South Wales start doing this to Queensland earlier on in the day, where they started playing the short game, or was that yesterday? Or they started playing short game, didn't they?
Yeah,
to get in front.
Earlier today against Victoria.
Victoria, was it? Yeah. And this is what I always say to Lee Hull when we comment, where there's that, the short game, it seems to be making its way back in. Like, it disappeared for a long time.
Yeah.
Everyone was hitting long ball, Eastern Ghost. And now, let's just drop it down a little bit. And
Ria Tui in the 9 spot. She is swinging an Eastern Ghost. Best bat on the market.
Yeah, the thing there, of course, is that you see a lot more, and James threw a bunch of numbers at me one day when I used to talk about situations like that where I thought that it would be more relevant to bunt.
Yep.
And now the club coaches that we've seen in the Premier League, more hit and run, more aggressive in that regard. It's a higher risk, a bit easier on the batter, etc. But yeah, I think at this level, everything's just better. So it's harder to. You have to be able to execute a short game, but still seen a lot of people bunt the ball up high.
Yeah, it's not easy to do. No. Chelsea Robinson right in on a 2 out. James, is that she's a left-hand running bunt or she's a slapper?
Yeah, but it's also runner at 3. The reality there is that because of those the dirt in around second base and shortstop in there, we've been watching fielders all day. They've either fielded right off the back of it or they've fielded in front of it. They haven't fielded on it.
Well,
just for footing, I think we saw some evidence of Claire Warwick yesterday struggling to find her feet on some of those balls at shortstop.
SA, New South Wales. New South Wales sitting top of the table here. 5 games, 5 wins. Stars, 4 games, 3 wins. Pop up. Robinson calls everyone out for the third out. So in 2 innings of work, New South Wales have had 5 batters. They've had 3 base runners and had runners in scoring position both innings, and well defended so far from the Stars. So that ends the end of the second inning and we're tied at 0-0.
And if you go back to the last time that SA beat New South Wales, we've got to go back to January in 2020. And what happened was that was the second game of the tournament. Similar situation to this, resting some players. So the players that New South Wales rested that night, Roberts, Titsakonis, Parnaby, Lack, Porter, McManus. Probably make your most starting teams, you would think. And they rested him in that game, and that's the last time SA beat New South.
That was the last tournament they played each other.
That's right. But I'm just saying, like, in the last 6 games that they've played, we're talking, 2 teams very, very close to each other. Trzynski pitched a really good game that night. But if I'm SA tonight, my job is to clear New South Wales' bench. If they're resting players, I want all of their players out on the diamond tonight. I want their starters out there.
Well, they've all just come back from a jog. So you may get your wish, Anthony, because the New South Wales girls just come back from a bit of a jog. They're limbering up in the dugout. They'll just want to stay fresh. They'll want to have a look at something, have maybe a hit before they go away and pack up.
Well, little ducks and drakes from both teams because Yo Grauer threw the first game against New South Wales. Amber Hood is a starter as well. So both those players, well, DP, Yo's playing the DP role, but Amber's sitting on the bench. So both teams taking this opportunity to rest a couple of players and giving some of the younger players an opportunity. Like Jensen's had 1 or 2 at-bats for the tournament so far.
Invaluable experience. Yeah, they'll need that as you come towards the end of the tournament. If you've done an injury and you're coming in fresh or you haven't played before, you haven't seen it, You need this now in the early games.
Well, Eric's been talking about, and I've been talking about how good New South Wales defence has been so far this tournament. In the game against Queensland a couple of hours ago, there were definitely signs that it was starting to struggle a little bit, purely just based on the amount of work that it's done in the last day and a half. You know, Titsikonis throws this perfect throw to second base on a steal from Queensland, and the ball goes wild. So in the dirt. So yeah, it's about managing those players.
Gemma Letton's the 9-hitter for the Stars. She fouls that one off and has a little smile. She thought, oh, I like that pace.
75 k's an hour, and it just caught her out there, Jim.
Well,
come off the knob.
Most of the change-ups you would have been seeing this tournament would have been in the 85 marker. This is quite a big step back.
Low for a ball, and
I think maybe New South Wales have heard you, James, because Brianna is not taking as long in the circle this time. So unless there's some comments made, I'm not too sure, but they seem to be getting a bit of a rush on now, New South Wales. I think they want to get back in there and bat because they rotated a few around.
ground ball to third. Good play, good pick. Oh, it was a good pickup from the third base player, Kearns, and she pumped it in their glove. She took a couple of steps before she threw it, and it went around the shoestrings of Peters, who failed to pick it up. She's using a glove instead of a mitt at first base. Don't know if that could have been the difference, but, well, Gemma Letton will take it. The 9-hitter aboard. We go around to the top of the order.
Nothing more than infielders hate is watching a pass ball from a catcher. There's nothing more than the field hates than watching first ball spill the ball in the dirt like that after all the work's been done. That's to me, that's game 3 fatigue. That's what that is.
It was a great pickup.
Every team has it, though. Every team plays 1 day of 2 games and 2 days of 3 games before day 4 final. So it's the same for all teams, and you've just got to be a little bit better than that in the second or third inning in a 1v2 game.
Yeah. New South Wales, though, they do have
dead ball.
Both of their 3 games is Saturday, Sunday, bang, bang. So SA got an opportunity to at least sleep in this morning. So I'm sure they wouldn't have, but
it's funny how the dice land sometimes.
Yeah.
Beach recovery, from what I'm told, for the Stars this morning.
That would have been fresh.
Chelsea Robinson aboard from a 4-ball walk. Lays down the bunt. She's going to beat this out. Perfectly placed from Robinson. An infield single. The objective was just to advance Letton to second. She's done that, but she's also got her safe.
Watch the replay here. The ball doesn't go more than a metre and a half out. 3 of them collected it, and they all ran to the same spot.
Yeah.
Second base was the only one that covered where she needed to cover, but she took the runner and left first and third open. You watch this.
The only person having a chance of making that out was the catcher.
First and third open.
Yeah.
And left field coming in, as you can see on the back of the replay there. So that rattled New South Wales, which has brought the coach to the mound to say, listen, let's just get our heads right.
Yeah, so the first 2 batters of this inning, they've gone through the lineup once. Head coach of New South Wales, Porter, just comes out, says to the infield, all right, let's settle a little bit here. We probably should have made that first out. We probably should have made an out on that sacrifice bunt as well. So let's make a change and let's get back down to business. This is Murphy coming in, the pitching change.
Look at that.
Roddy
That's
Murphy.
a great shot there.
Split screen of the battery.
I can't say how good that bunt. I can't tell you how good that bunt was, because that drew 3 players to the 1 ball. And normally you get 1 or 2, or you know, the first baseman goes, "Oh, I got it." That drew 3 players to it, and it left 2 bases open for almost Gemma Letton, I think, to round and go to third if the third base didn't leg it back there or left field cover. So
and Robertson, not only was it a perfectly placed bunt, she was so fast up that base path that Peters is picking up the ball, and doesn't matter if she picks it up. Robinson's already made it. So
and they did the right thing by holding the ball, because if I chase her, which I'm not going to get her anyway, but if I do chase her, all of a sudden it hits the dirt or it's a bit of dew or something happens, you got runners at first and, at second and third. So it's you hold it sometimes. We say that all the time.
Well, the last play, the first baseman, mate, went through her legs off her glove, but at the same stage, from Coach Benedictson's perspective, it's only none out, and he's got runners at 1 and 2 with Tonkin at the plate, which means in my school he's bunting.
First pitch from Murphy is a called strike, 96k down the pipe.
And you've got White on deck, which means you've got Cameron to come. So there's hitting to come.
Yeah. An opportunity to, you got a new pitcher, you got an opportunity now just to suss her out and advance the runners if you can, or take an out.
The bunt does go down. She ignores both runners and was instructed by Peters, get the ball over to first base. And good cover from Tui for the first out. So Sarah Tonkin does her job. And just as you said, Anthony, Belinda White comes to the box. 2 runners, scoring position.
Well, this is what Coach Benedictson's engineered. This is exactly what he wants. Runners at 2 and 3, 1 out. Yeah. He's got his ace, Bell White, the Olympian at the plate, and his contact clean-up hitter, Maddie Cameron, right behind it.
One of the
best. This is exactly what SA want.
But let's take nothing away from New South Wales. They are a quality side, regardless of who's in, who's out. Everyone's made this. So they could shut these guys down now and run back to the bench, and we could also. So the people that are listening, we acknowledge that New South Wales can take this right to the South Australia right now.
Well, big challenge for Murphy. I mean, only 19 years old. First Open Women's. So.
Well, that didn't go to plan. Well, they got Bell White on first base, which is probably the safest place.
Let's just have a look here at the Eastern replay. She's been skimmed, and that is hit by pitch. Now, it's not the same as Michelle Cox's. She wrapped one right on the elbow guard, but it doesn't matter. If it flicks the batter, doesn't matter how hard, it's still a hit by pitch. So Belinda White trots up to first. New South Wales head coach. Don't know. Look, I think I know KP well enough to know that she wouldn't be too rattled, but she came out to ask the question anyway.
Yeah. Well, she's just doing her role, right? It's her role. Yeah. Just question it, but time was called straight away, so the umpire must have heard it or saw it. So Maddie Cameron on deck.
Loaded bases.
She loves this, doesn't she, Jim? How many times have we seen this?
Me, Anthony, all have said she's a first ball hitter.
And left that one straight down the tube at 90s.
Inside that too, that was on its way to the dog club.
Jensen's in close, handcuffed. Just fumbled it right at the crucial moment, and the first run crosses the plate. You're not going to catch Gemma Wetton on your best day. Maddie Cameron with another RBI. It's her 4th for the day.
Look how fast Letton's going there, but give Jensen some credit there. She got behind that ball straight away, and she's been sharp.
I'll give her credit. She's footing off the end of the bat against the power of Cameron.
Yeah, 100%. Look how close she's in. She got right behind that, and she did everything to stop it. It just kicked up at the last minute. So,
she was lucky that it came off of the top part of Cameron's bat and didn't come off the middle part. That had an opportunity to do some serious damage.
I've said this 100 times. This is a game of inches. We could have been talking a double play. If that went straight into her pocket, bang, bang, outside away. Like I said, New South Wales is good enough to do that.
Well, you look at that. You were talking, Mark, about the bunt before from Robinson, and then you look at Tonkin's thereafter, the depth of Tonkin's bunt. It's an easy play over at first. So absolutely game of inches.
You just got to put the ball. That may have kicked it up just a little bit. That would have been an amazing New South Wales double play, I reckon.
Only 1 out. Now, New South Wales has made 10 double plays this tournament so far, if they've made one, and they've been terrific. The story of this inning, error from the first base player from the lead-off, a bunt that should have been a sacrifice, gone down an infield single. Kaiser goes right field. It's tough. It's over the head. She's got extra bases again. It's her 4th extra base hit of the tournament to make it 3-run score. Lana Kaiser has come to play.
Wowee, Jim. I tell you what, that is a big who's awake on the selection table, because I am here. I'm standing on 3rd for the 4th or 5th time this tournament. Look at me.
The man to my left said that she was robbed of at least a squad opportunity last Gillies Shield. Well, she's making them stand up this tournament, put their hand up and say this girl deserves a chance.
100%. Been saying it for 3 years, and she just stands up every time. Oh,
Yo Grower, it doesn't get easier for New South Wales. Let's have a look at the Eastern replay. She loves it off the bird. She takes off. She can see that it's going to the fence and hits the accelerator.
Looks at the fence to her right just before she hits first base and says, I'm going to 3. And if Maddie Cameron is not rounding, I'm going to push her.
Eric Bolner, our co-commentator, is watching. He isn't available to be here tonight, but he's got it on. He must be doing the cheeky one under the dinner table. He says, mathematically can confirm, win by SA guarantees a final spot. So that's top 4 guaranteed. And when Eric says it's guaranteed, it's a lock. Now, what's happened here is Yo Growler's pulled one down the third base line. Did it come off the runner in foul territory?
No, they're okay, just dead ball.
Dead ball. 2 strikes for Yo Growler.
But Yo, I said, up the third baseline or safe. You don't know. Oh, as Yo pushes that one high and right.
Like she's been in Adelaide, South Australia for 3 years now. She's basically our own. She's our favourite adopted daughter. She lives here permanently now. She is a South Australian. She's a 500 career hitter.
Yeah.
And she got walked her last turn at bat, but she got a strikeout last game, so she wouldn't like that. She's got some payback on her birthday.
Yeah, and on her birthday, regardless of her birthday or not, she's seen all of these hitters in front of her hit the ball left, right, and centre.
Yeah,
so
she'll want a piece of this.
Absolutely.
There it is. Oh, that bloody put a hole in the glove. Sorry there, ladies and gentlemen. Holy Nelly, did that come off like a rocket?
5th run of the inning for the SA Stars. The train's left the station. The momentum is all for the home team at the moment. Well, it's been a great performance all round from this team. She was inside the line, Tui. It come off wet from the bat.
That just smacked the glove completely backwards. That had some power behind it. And let's give Tui some credit too, because she put her body on the line there. Holy Nelly.
So I don't know how you score that.
So what you're doing now is you're asking the coaching staff of the opposition, how much are you prepared to rest your players and be mindful of what you're trying to do?
Call it to the opposite field. Good catch up right field for the second out.
While this is going on, are you going to, this is that test in the gut as a coach where you look to your left and you've got Olympian, squad member, and you sort of think, maybe it's time. So, but
all right, our job as a commentator is to call it how we see it. There's been some exciting moments in the game, but for the Stars, ground ball from Pippa Atkins to third base and Kearns. That's how the inning started, but the throw just went wild. My point being is that, do you take a deep breath? Do you gather yourself and do you say, right, let's just call it a 0-0 ball game and get out there and fire up again? Because New South Wales, they've 5-time champion in a row. They've won 150 Gillies Shield titles over the history of the tournament. This SA Stars team's won 1.
Yep.
So they've got the quality. They know how to win the big games.
Yeah.
5 runs might not be enough for South Australia.
No, look, and we've seen it today. We saw ACT jump early, to that 4-0, 4 runs over Queensland today before the rundown. So, I mean, absolutely. I'm just saying that this is where the Nationals become super interesting, because it becomes a game of momentum. It becomes a game of player management. It becomes a game of what are you trying to show? What are you trying to do? There's lots of moving pieces going on here. So, but
New South Wales is a finely tuned machine, aren't they? They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, if you're coaching this team, and you're 5 games and won all 5, let's be honest, I want to blood my young ones in.
Yep.
Get them in a game like this against the home team with a bit of a crowd, bit of noise.
Yep. Away from home?
If we win, we win. If we don't, well, let's just see where we fall the dice tomorrow. But it's going to be an invaluable experience.
Yeah, good teams will learn.
That's exactly.
100%.
You're going to learn more from the loss. So, but they want to show, they want to answer it.
Well, this is what the coach will want now. Okay, girls, we're 5-0 down.
Yeah.
We're in the bottom of the 3. New South Wales does not accept that. Let's go and do this. And you watch. We'll see some bats crack here.
Well, she does go to centre field, but there's Maddie Cameron. You can't get it past her.
Whether you've said it, and I've said it for the last 3 or 4 years, another one, in my opinion, that should have been on holidays last year. One of the best outfielders you will see in this competition.
In this
Maddie
country.
Cameron. Oh, she's got an arm, unbelievable. Reads the ball in flight and hit 500, I think it was, in the tournament.
Yep.
Yeah, the combination here of Peterson and Bell White, it seems to be working now.
Keevers, this is the player that won them the game. The last time these two teams met, believe it or not, was yesterday morning, yesterday afternoon.
Yeah. After an extended rain delay, and she did it purely by effectively base running, like getting on base and then just causing chaos just by putting the defense under pressure.
Great shot. That's
ball.
in the alley. Cameron has to run it down again. No one covering two, but here comes the throw. Just a little offline for Collett. So Kiva stands up at 2, or slides into 2 safely.
Great base running. Come on, let's credit where that is. That was, watch this. She sees where it lands, and straight away the bat is gone, and she is looking at 2. And she slid in there. Perfect slide, too. Because Cameron threw that hard. You'll watch this replay here if we get to see her coming around at second. But Cameron had her eyes on that, and as we know, can throw the ball. Watch this. Kept going. Stand-up slide. Look at that. That one's fouled out to the right field side.
You can hear the crowd, some young crowd supporting Jade. Pretty popular here. So this is starting to this has got every sign of being a shootout. The way this is going, this could become a hit fest.
I like it, and I hope it does. I hope that New South Wales just open those bats up, and here they come.
Great pitch.
As that one's...
Great take for Pippa Atkins. She's the tallest player on this Stars team. Uses those long levers, so terrific sacrifice bunt from Rickson. Was it a bunt? Did I miss it? Sacrifice bunt.
Well, was it a bunt or a swing? No, it was a swing and it come down.
It was a miss hit.
So there was some serious curl on that ball, Jim.
I looked up from my scorecard and the pitcher's fielding it, so I automatically thought it.
Good call,
yeah,
though.
she kept her toe right on there.
Well, she came up, but her toe came down just before the punch, so good work.
2 outs. Keevers made her way over to 3. Yeah, great play. It did not break from the base. Here's Riley Arnott. Oh, you love this sport. This is the pinnacle of our sport in this country. The top 2 teams going head to head. As you said, in a shootout. We love it, but it's been a great exhibition of softball. We've seen small ball, we've seen some hard base running, we've seen, players putting the body on their line. Michelle Cox, we're hoping that she's okay. Here's Riley. We've got some young stars coming through. We've got some Olympians on the diamond as we speak, and we've got the best broadcast of this sport in this country. And we know we're going out around the world, but if you're watching from within Australia, let us know where you're watching from and what your home association, your home club, because the Club Finder on the Softball Australia website will take you to your nearest club. You can sign up to be a member of this magnificent sport. Arnott will go opposite field. Gemma Letton gets under it and takes a comfortable catch. Well, they hold the New South Wales Fire Starters after a great double from Keevers. Kearns and Keevers have both hit doubles, putting the runners in scoring position.
So just an update on Diamond 2 in the 4th innings. Titans have extended their lead to 4 over the ACT Diamonds, 4-0. in the top of the fourth.
Wow, we get to take a breath in a big clash. We've only played 3 innings, South Australia with 5. Let me just review that last inning for you. With South Australia, the pressure put on from Gemma Letton, the speed, she put the ball on the deck and she beat one out. The throw probably could have been taken from the first base player, but then again, the throw from the third base could have been better. Then sacrifice bunt put on the leadoff, Chelsea Robinson, but she got there safely in the end with 3 players trying to raffle it. Sacrifice bunt from Sarah Tonkin. She's had 2 in the one game. Murphy came in, hit Belinda White, and then Jade Jensen was fielding real close to the bat off Maddie Cameron and forced an error, and then Lana Kaiser, 3 RBI triple with loaded bases. Yo Grauer hit a hard line drive to second base and scored the 5th run before Steph Collett flew out to the right field. 8 batters, 5 runs put on from SA Stars. We're back. It was actually Pippa Atkins that hit it, was the last out of that inning. Excuse me. There was 9 batters in the inning. So Gemma Letton will lead things off for the 2nd time in 2 innings.
Great pitch. 80 k's an hour, that just rolled off the end of a table. They look very composed, New South Wales, as they always do. They got a very good poker face. They come out, they've got a job to do, regardless of the score.
Opposite field, there is a chance if she can fire a shot. No chance with Gemma Letton, the Riverland Roadrunner.
I don't think Gemma Letton's ever been 9-3.
Yeah.
Ever. But still good patient, disciplined batting to sort of go through the count to find a pitch that she could do something with. So important for SA to get the lead off to keep this pressure on.
Back to the top. Here's Chelsea Robinson. It's her 3rd time round. We are in the top of the 4th. She's had a walk. She had an infield single. She nearly went short again.
Yeah. An important at-bat here for South Australia. And I think the Bill Benedictson acknowledges that because he's giving some signals out there. You got someone with the wheels of Letton out there and someone with the brains of Robinson on the bat.
Ground ball. Double play chance. She's got a good arm, but Robinson does beat it out. Well done from Gemma Letton to break up the double play.
Hit and run was on.
Actually, watch Jensen again. I've been on her all game. She's been terrific.
She was there.
Gets clicked. Still fires off. She's got a great arm.
Yeah. I'm liking her game. Forget about that one that fumbled in her glove. I'm not worried about that at all because that wasn't her fault. But she has been all over it today.
Ooh. Just away. Robinson's going to take off. Arnold will throw from her knees. Obstruction,
he called it this time.
Because there is a little bit of justice in that because we missed that earlier on in the 1st inning.
I don't know if that was. I know I'm going to throw a cat amongst the pigeons again, though, but if you're allowed, you're entitled to take the bag if you're making the play.
No, you've got to have the ball. Until you have the ball, you've got to clear a pass for the runner. Fly ball out to centre field, and we speak of Maddie Cameron. Oh, gee, that throw came in hard. It looked like it was going to 3. We speak of Maddie Cameron and how she is one of the greats. Shannon Keevers is on the doorstep as well. She's knocking on the door too. She made good ground.
Yeah, read that beautifully, and she's been part of that double threat that New South Wales had yesterday with her and Michelle Cox, just causing all sorts of grief with that triple threat capability of bunt, hit, run, slap, hit away long.
Well, Belle White took a good look at that one and said it's not for me. 99 k's an hour, Jim.
Yeah, Belle White has had a hit by pitch and a ground out so far in this game, and she gets under this one. She pulls it to the left side. There's 2 out, so they're sending the runner. It's in foul territory. So That'll wrap things up for South Australia in the 4th inning. There's been some fireworks tonight. Middle of the 4th.
Well, that was a great innings by New South Wales. I said when they first come out, they look composed. They got up, three down. They've done their job. Let's go and have a bat, right?
Yep. It's amazing how just a couple of errors can change the way that a game works. But Coach Porter will back their bats and their offense. It's just a question of like whether or not you want them to go into the bat. As you said, it might not be a surprise to see a couple of their guns come out late for a pinch bat, depending on how the game rolls out. But it's been a huge opportunity for some of their younger players who've had bit roles in the first day and a half, now getting some starts. And
it's almost like a double-edged sword, though, right? So you're letting some of your stars rest, as we see them over the back there warm up. The pitchers are all having a bit of a jog and they're getting warm, right? New South Wales. So we say, we'll let them a bit of a rest, and if we win, we win. We don't, we don't. Mm-hmm. On the other edge of the sword, South Australia's like, we want to win this so we can assert some sort of dominance over New South Wales. Yep. We go in with the momentum. So it's a double-edged sword, right? Who carries that advantage? Yep. Is it New South Wales because they're like, oh, well, we're just taking it easy. South Australia going, well, we beat you twice.
We find out Tuesday afternoon. That's what happens.
Yeah. And
Yeah, stick with us for the next couple of days. We've got a massive day, 4 games to broadcast tomorrow. And then it's finals day Tuesday. We'll bring you all the games from Diamond 1. So we'll only miss one of the finals games, but we'll bring you some updates throughout. Speaking of updates, we might have one from the backfielders. Jade Jensen fouls one off.
So New South Wales really want to work hard, get this lead off on, give Coach Porter some opportunities to not just rely on a long stick.
Well, this is what happened last time, that Jensen got a K2 last time, just watching a couple of those floaters from Jade Peterson, just tail in, Jim, like we've seen a million times. It won't happen again now. That's 3 she's seen, and there you go. She went after that one, because she's a good enough batter to read it. She's seen 3 of them now that she left. Got her swinging on a high floater outside. So it'll be very interesting to see what is called now with 2 strikes again.
Jensen right at the front of the box to negate that spin that Jade Peterson has such control of. Goes inside this time. So she's peppering the outside, and then sets it up for an inside.
Did I hear in the commentary you guys say something about a combined age of 82 years old?
Yeah, that's Eric talking about Sandra Holden from Queensland and Jade from us.
Jensen goes after that one. Yeah, that's amazing. It's still playing this quality of ball, right?
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Well, she's still sitting in the mid-90s, pitching-wise, when she wants to. So
you got someone with 45 years of experience and still throwing that sort of, power.
Jensen gets enough of this one. It's going to drop short of Cameron at centre field. It actually bounced off the dirt. Jensen's aboard with a single.
Great flat hit, though. That was a perfect. Give it again, credit where credit's due, because, again, she's come up, she's looked at a couple, got Kate at her first at bat, and this time just hit that one straight out. And Maddie Cameron was deep, expecting something with a bit of fire, and that went out in perfect position, which puts New South Wales on.
Could be this batter that throws a New South Wales cat amongst the Stars pigeons, because she had a double her first turn at bat. Put it to the fence. She got it by Maddie Cameron at centre field, and Jensen looks like she's pretty athletic, so she'll be looking for extra bases, anything that hits the grass. Change up.
I absolutely hate it when I see that go straight past it.
Especially at waist height.
What do you do?
Montana Kearns. Pick off attempt. Jade Peterson gets her second strikeout of the night.
And you always tend to go for that high one after you see a change-up, because you think, is it coming? Is this the one that's going to drop in again? I'm not going to let it drop in again. I'm going to go after it. Oh, it stayed high. So a bit of play there from the 1-2 of South Australia.
What's the activity in the bullpen been, Anthony? You got the best view of this SA bullpen. I can tell you
Yeah,
that
there's nothing happening in the SA one. But
the New South Wales bullpen.
New South Wales have cycled a couple of players through there, but I think at the moment it's just more about just letting their bats get them back into this game.
Can you tell me, is that Evans warming back up again?
58, is it?
58. Shut the gate. She's going to likely come back in as a re-entry if New South Wales don't want to show Orsini or Ladner or Rickson. Oh, that's going to be trouble for the runner. Great play from Steph Collett. Presence of mind, not only to charge the ball, but to see the runner in her peripheral vision. She had to hold up because there was a potential catch. Yeah, there's Evans warming up or staying warm. Pitcher speed up rule, Mark, in this tournament.
I did see that last night. You said that, pitcher speed up rule, 2 down, so not only the catches.
So Jasmine Peters, first base, coming to the plate.
It's like we don't give the pitchers and the catchers enough attention. They get, now they get to do it as well.
Oh, the block from White. This is Peters. Jasmine Peters laid down a sacrifice bunt, her first plate appearance, advancing Montana Kearns into third base, but she was left stranded by Bree Tui, who's the batter in the on-deck circle. Big cut this time round. She's not looking for the short ball this time.
And that was a nice flat swing too. So if that made connection, where again, SA's in trouble if they can't block that hole.
Jensen came back out to run for the pitcher. Murphy getting a chance in the batting lineup. Ground ball. Kaiser's got a tough one to negotiate on the second bounce. Fires it across the furthest part of the diamond for the infield. Brackens keeps it tidy at first, and SA deny the Fire Stars.
Well, it's turning out to be a bit of a, it's a fielder's duel almost rather than a pitcher's duel, I think, because everyone's making contact with the bat, right?
Well, we said that last game, the Stars versus ACT. I think we got around to the 6th inning and there was only 2 or 3 strikeouts for the whole game up to that point before Parker had come in for the ACT, and then through 5 in a row, it was the defense having to do the work.
Well, I think that's a great, I think it's great that everybody is part of it. You look at tournaments in the past where you've had Olympians and former, Aussie squad members throwing rockets, strikeout. You're getting a 1-2 game. Now everybody's involved, and it's really showing the depth of each team. There's New South Wales huddled in the middle here. They still look very upbeat.
Quick update from Diamond 2. So we're in the 5th. Titans still leading the Diamonds 4-0. So Martin, the Victorian starter, still in the game at 72 pitches. But the Diamonds have made a change with Parker coming out and Thorburn gone in.
Meta Cameron is hitting 4 for the Stars to lead things off here in the top of the 5th inning.
Takes that big step on that first pitch all the time, but you're right. What I've been watching, she's electing to sort of hold a bit. Is that a maturity thing that she's now gotten? Bill Benedictson saying, Maddie, stop it, or
maybe just a bit of charting, like opposition now seeing that she's pretty keen to go first up, so maybe not.
I'll mix it up a bit.
Yeah, for sure. It was good mix, good calling by New South.
Oh. 2-0 count, and she gives herself a green light and just tips it foul.
Had every right to, too.
A little high for my liking.
Yeah, it was a little high, but definitely the count to get involved.
She does take a good there on the letters.
Yeah, but she does take a big step, Maddie, right? So that one that, probably a half an inch lower, and that you've never seen that ball again. Oh. That was a very good pitch. Very good pitch. Great pickup. And the throw over to first.
She's solid as a rock over at third, isn't she, Kearns?
Having a really good night. Where'd you go, Jim? There you are. She's having a really good night, Montana.
So Bridie Murphy done a great job since coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. Sacrifice bunt hit by pitch. Hard shot from Maddie Cameron, then a triple from Lana Kaiser. Well, took a couple of batters to warm into it, but she's done a good job over the last couple of innings.
19 years old, first Open Women's, so...
Oh, this name will be around for years to come, maybe even for a few days to come, because we're hosting the under-23s.
Yep. 97 k's an hour, that one come down, so she can hover around that. She's going to do a very good job. Oh, 83 kilometre an hour change drop.
Lana Kaiser to the plate. She dispatched Murphy to the right field fence. Her last plate appearance. Low for a ball, and you heard Lana audibly saying no for that one, so she's obviously seeing them well enough to be calling them before they get to her.
I walked past her before when I went and got the New South Wales team sheet. She was walking through the huddle. She looked like a steam train coming at me, focused like I've never seen, and I didn't even say a boo to her. She watches that one come through for ball 3. Didn't say boo
Focused.
to her. Totally focused. I just went, put my head down and...
$5-0, top 5. SA New South Wales. Kaiser puts it opposite field, and
great catch
by Tui, backing back, knew the right fielder was coming in with a big smile on the face
look
as
at the
well.
smile. Good on her too, because I hate that position coming from playing second base myself. When you're running back like that, you've normally got someone right field steam training in. Oh, but she did the right thing there too, didn't she? Kept her eyes on it.
The right fielder would have been calling her in, I reckon.
Yeah.
Well done from Tui and McDowell. Yo Grower now to the plate with 2 out. Low for a ball. Plenty for both of these teams to look forward to in the coming years. There's, well, for all 5 teams that are here this week, half their teams are either first-year players or second-year players. Grower, ground ball, and Murphy does very well to negotiate that hard shot from Grower and throws it across to first. Well, after we felt like it was a shootout in the third, things have settled a little bit.
Yep.
With 6 of the last 7 retired for SA, and New South Wales just having 1 base runner an inning each inning so far.
Yeah, Jay Peterson been super impressive so far, going into bottom 5, and here she is throwing 53 pitches, which means she'll have plenty left in the tank as this game keeps going on. So, yeah, real good night out for her.
Yeah, New South Wales too classy not to let that hitting spree go on too long.
Yep.
They've tightened it up a little bit. It made a couple of adjustments.
They just need to get 2 in a row at the moment. That's
yeah, they need to roll a couple on.
Yeah.
And once they do, SA better be prepared. You've seen it today. You said yourself.
Oh,
bang,
absolutely.
bang, bang.
Yeah.
A short game, I think they rolled on 3 after just playing a short game. So they could mix this up and really put the pressure back on SA. Yeah. So do not ride anything off. And Tui is having a really good a game herself in the field. Where is she with the bat?
We're hitting 9, Tui. Fly out to shortstop, her first plate appearance. This is only her second time to the plate. Don't mix up my scorecards, Mark.
No, I know. Well, I'm excited. I haven't even made any notes myself.
It is exciting. We have waited 17 years to host the Gillies Shield, and it's hard not to get excited when the circus comes to town and the stars are the main attraction. the pitch from Peterson.
So great eye by Tui then, because she went right up in the box but left it. So saw that one early. So Jade's going to try and tail something into this left-hander, I think.
All right, you're our superstar coach, Anthony. I'm going to come to you with a question as we watch Peterson. Ground ball. Oh, Robinson's in tight. And she throws her out by 3 metres.
Great play, Chelsea Robinson. Really, really attacked that. Didn't wait for it.
All right, here's my question, Anthony. We are now back up the top of the order. So for McDowell, it's only a second time, but it's the third time through the lineup. A pitcher like Peterson, she can go all night, but you don't want to see her a third or fourth time round. We saw that in the Premier League. Sometimes it was the third and particularly the fourth time round, the order that, you know, the opposition teams were getting hit against her. So does the game mean that much to you that you keep her in and see if she can last like she did against Queensland? Or do you come in and shut the door with Yo Grauer? Or do you bring in the kid who threw a terrific game against the ACT earlier?
Great question. No superstar for a start. Second of all, like I was saying before, I mean, I want New South Wales to clear their bench. The flip side of that is I don't want to clear my own. Grauer, under no circumstances, even on her birthday, reaches the circle. Would I have Millie Fidge just warming her arm up in the background? Absolutely, 100%. And yeah, I mean, like, there's definitely the argument for third time through in the lineup. But at the moment, Jade's in control. And we've seen some pitching changes.
Atkinson's a chance. She goes hard to the fence and
great effort.
Meets it hard as the ball drops in between that minuscule gap that she had to play with. Well, I mean, absolute no disrespect to the Fox, because she's a very close friend of mine, and Jade can do this job, particularly with this field behind her. But the question's got to be posed, because this team's won 5 in a row.
Yeah, I mean, if like New South Wales got a definite run on, I mean, I would be going to Millie Fidge.
Deep ball to centre field. Maddie Cameron just out of reach, and she will stand up at 2. McDowell aboard.
Great hit. Oh, I thought that was gone. I was waiting for the big call. And that could have been Gemma Letton's ball, to be honest with you. I think Gemma may have been a little bit starstruck there and thought Maddie was going to get it, but I think, could she have gotten there? No, that was Maddie's ball.
And thanks for that question before, James. And as you've said that, literally 30 seconds later, Johan Grauer has made her way up into the bullpen.
I backed your decision, Anthony. I would have put the kid in there, just out there, just warming up, and let Jade get maybe 1 or 2 runs across the plate before you pull her out, right?
The leash is reasonably long here. I mean, she's been in control for most of the night.
She's earned at least 2 runs.
We've seen pitches change in this tournament based on what seems to be like just numbers for the sake of it, and all of a sudden the game's just turned on its head. So I'm definitely leaving this thing alone as long as I can. But Millie would be, you know, the young 18-year-old. Yes, she's had a big game in the sun today.
Oh, Kaisler! Pick up, Kaisler!
Oh, but Keevers has done it again. She's beat one out. That went like a rocket to Kaiser. It looked like she had a spare ball in her pocket. She rips it out, fires it across the diamond. She beats it out. Shannon Keevers. Let's have a look at the Eastern replay.
Credit here to Keevers, because she hit that and ran. Kaisler hung on to it, for my liking, a little bit too long. Didn't need to pump it. The runner was 1 step off the base. And Keevers, credit where credit's due. New South Wales, I'm telling you, look out. You cannot leave the door ajar. That was a bang-bang play. Umpire got that right.
And it's funny, we're talking all of this stuff about resting players and preparing and making sure we're hiding players. We're doing all that stuff. But that competitive instinct in the 5th innings of a national championship, SAO got their race warming up. New South Wales have got some activity in... People are starting to take jackets off. I've just seen cleats go on. So all of a sudden, all of the plan of what you're trying to do goes out the window, because you want to win.
Oh, and New South Wales do not lose very, very often.
And timeout call from White, perhaps relaying the signals from second. So we take a moment to take a breath. Grace Rickson is to the plate for New South Wales, and Actually, here comes Coach Benedictson to have a word to his Stars. Yeah, well, New South Wales, they have just had so much success through the junior age groups and the senior age groups. Flip it over to the men's as well. 18-year-old Jack Besgrove pitched the first final against ACT, shut him down, and sent a message to that team and said, if you want to come at me, you got to bring your best, because then in the final, he shut him down again. Yeah. So if Grau was thrown to him once already, comes in tonight to shut him down, and it went extra innings, and it was probably one fly ball to left field that cost the Stars the game in that one. Come in here to shut the door. Doesn't matter if it's your 15 hitter at the plate or your number 1 hitter, your Olympians. Then they face them in the final. Best on best. That's what we're here to see.
Yep. Sounds good.
Good pitch.
Sounds good. I was just going to say, whilst that's been happening, Victoria's picked themselves up another insurance run to go 5-0 up over the ACT Diamonds in the 5th on Diamond 2.
Rickson, another one of the young stars for New South Wales. We've mentioned her name 100 times if we've said it once so far this tournament. She's one to watch for the future. She's a good young pitcher. She can swing the bat. She's playing left field tonight. Handy. She's the Swiss Army knife of this New South Wales team. Opposite field, Letton negotiates it well. The runner was tagging at 2, not tagging up at 1. Runners at the corners with 2 out.
Great arm, great arm.
And great piece of the ball. That's a great shot. So, still fighting here.
Good hit, followed it out, pushed it again. Again, the roll of that wrist, that was what we were saying. And just, if it's going outside, go with it and push it across to the opposite field. Gives you a runner out there an advantage. But again, 5-0 up. Peterson's still out there, just throwing the curly ones.
Riley Arnott is in the box for New South Wales. We saw Dibby Doney make mention that he's on his way over to Adelaide to watch.
Yeah, when I saw the Arnett there, I thought, I wonder if that's Dim's family there. And I look up into the crowd and I see the family sitting up there watching. And that one's
long ball.
Long.
Tonkin. Oh, that was hit so hard that it travelled all the way to the left fielder. She didn't get under it. It went like a line drive. It curled a little bit in the air.
Yeah, that was a great hit by Arnett there too. Wow, this game's got everything. Like, I can't wait to see what the next couple of days bring, because I may chuck a sickie on Tuesday.
Don't you own your own
company? I know your boss.
I will ring the boss and say I'm not coming in if there's a SA New South Grand Final.
Sarah Tonkin had a play like that in the first game, which, again, ironically is only yesterday, but feels like ages ago. But she had a very similar play, line drive that was hit to her that ended up spilling. But again, in that situation, there was none out, or I believe 1 out, and there was a fast runner at third. I think it was Cox. So she had to take the catch and make the play. In that situation, 2 out, so she could just focus on making the catch. But for SA, that's huge. Letton makes a great play at right field. Sarah Tonkin makes a great play at left field. The defence around the back of Peterson. But as we've been talking about over the last innings or so, New South Wales starting to make contact third time round, James.
Jade Peterson doing a great job. So's the SA defence, and New South Wales making a game of it. We love this. Okay, a couple of changes being made, and while the innings break is happening, we're going to go to the top of the 6th in a moment. I just want to fly a little bit of a white flag here for the online commentary. It's blown up. Look, you can say whatever you like about the commentary, okay? It's our job to call it as we see it. So thank you so much for everyone who is getting behind us. I look reading these comments and I really thank everyone for the support. But, you know, I'll take anyone to task who think that we're being biased or one-sided, because there's probably, I've gotten a dozen or more new heroes so far this week in the Gillies Shield. Just listen to my commentary during the Fox Sports productions of the SummerSlam and the APC. All these girls are my heroes. I love this sport so much. It means so much to me. And so whether I'm watching my wife play for West Torrens or I'm watching my beloved Stars, my favourite sporting team on the planet. I'm going to get a little emotional if I keep going, but here we are, 5-0 up.
My daughter wanted her photo taken today with Titsikanas from New South Wales because she loved her golden cleats. So I think rather than us talking about that type of stuff, let's focus on the players who are delivering here. Amber Hood entering the game here in the top of the 6, leading off for SA.
Amber Hood brought into the game, and she will watch the third one on strikes. Chillingworth, a new hitter, another new hitter to the lineup. So the Stars are going to their bench and they're giving them a chance to see a couple of pitches. I've got a feeling, guys, we'll probably see the same from the New South Wales dugout. From if what you're saying is true, the jackets are coming off and the cleats are coming on.
Well, there's a bit of movement in both dugouts, and that's what we said before. Chillingsworth in the Premier League, batting phenomenally, earned a spot here, definitely. New South Wales, again, looking very composed. Last 2 innings, it's retired 7 of the 6 or 6 of the 7 or something, whatever it was. They very composed and ready to go as Chillingworth in the box.
A star of our future here, Chillingworth. She just continues to impress. She made a statement in the SA Premier League last year, hitting 400 plus, and there was out of the top 7 batters in the competition, 6 of them had Aussie squad spots. She was the other that hit over 400 last season. A little bit more quiet this year as she goes to centre field. No scouting on the young player as it goes to the Space Quake Sports sign. She turns 2. She's confident and fast, and she slides into 3. The ball gets away.
Well, how could you not be excited and happy to see that?
That's why she's made the Aussie under-18 team to go to the Canada Cup later this year. Wow-wee, Mark.
Whether it's biased or not, the tide may be turning, in the South Australian Softball Association is finally getting some recognition for the hard work that they're putting in. So those that are listening out there and criticising, maybe it's a new wave.
That's a mirror image of what Chillingworth did yesterday when she came into that pinch at bat late in the game, in the tie break, going into that. That's exactly what she did. So Bridie Murphy coming out.
I love that running on the Eastern replay. Yeah. She didn't need to slide. She slowed down so much that she could have stood up. Yeah. She's pumped. I saw her in the inning break. My daughter Maeve was getting introduced to her teammates in the Stars just in between games, and she was in there doing the plaits for the hair, and she's just amongst this team, and she just fits in immediately.
Brianna Evans coming into the game.
Well, back into the game, sorry. Is this a tactic to just slow it down again now? Or is this just get her back in?
I tell you what, this is. We don't want you to see Orsini. We don't want you to see Ladner.
Well, let's not talk about that stuff anymore. But yeah, look, it's a bit weird. But I mean, obviously with the DP and the flex rule and stuff like that, there's some opportunity to do it. I would say a shout out to people much smarter than me. In a grand final I coached one day, my starter did have a bit of an uneasy patch, and we went to the reliever at the time, and she just bought us an innings and a half, 2 innings to settle the game down, and then we went back to the starter, and we got home easy. And so yeah, look, it's maybe not common, but at a national, I mean, in club ball, you don't necessarily have 4 or 5 pitches at your disposal, so. A lot of this is just managing that workload from, you know, New South Wales playing 3 games in 9 hours. So it'd be really interesting to see how she goes second time round, just coming back into the game.
Great piece of the ball. Sacrifice fly opportunity. She's got a gun arm. Just a little offline. Chillingworth slides in. And the Stars put another run on the board. They go up 6-0.
Well, they're starting to make a statement now when they bring Brianna Evans back in, and it goes long into centre field, and the runner tags and goes and says, well, I'm going to challenge her. Great throw. That went a long way too. Missed the cutoff. That's Letton, right?
Gemma Letton, sacrifice fly.
She's having a great game.
Yep, she's been on twice. Sacrifice fly her third time up to bat.
Great pickup.
And the fourth time round in the order, and Chelsea Robinson.
Yeah, the pressure's back on Chelsea Robinson now because she wants to keep this momentum going. I think Brianna is back and feeling focused, taking her time again.
Shows bunt, pulls back, lets it go. Anthony, I know you've put hours upon hours upon hours of work in the background researching, and you told us the last time the SA beat New South Wales, you told us the last time the ACT took the diamond at the Gillies Shield. Can you tell us the last time New South Wales was shut out? That's okay. Questions without notice. No one likes them.
I give them to you all the time, James.
I'll be honest, I have spent way too long preparing for this weekend, and that's not something I looked up.
We might have to reintroduce you to your wife at the end of this tournament.
Yeah.
Another Stars legend, Kylie Holmes, Kylie Weatherstone.
In the crowd tonight?
Yeah. It pains me to say it. She fell 1 year short of a Hall of Fame nomination.
No.
She was almost a guarantee. She only had to go
again.
one more year.
I'd come and play again.
Plenty of people have tried, better people than me have tried, and have had the same success. That being said, she still throws a mean curve down the park.
Poor Lucy.
Yeah.
Robinson. Fouls that off. Yeah, it was high, but you know, you fight to keep yourself alive at national championships any way you can. And that wasn't her pitch. She knows that. She just bat on ball, bit of a check swing. 2-2 count. Evans had that change of pace going at the start of this game. Pace is right up, yep. 96 Ks, and the third out is made. Chelsea Robinson grounds out to Evans. So a successful return to the plate, but it was Chillingworth, the 17-year-old, who put one to the fence, slid into third, and then scored on Gemma Letton's RBI. And geez, it's great to see Gemma Letton featuring in this game.
I thought we were going to see a change, but the old Fox is going out to the circle again. So they're giving her those couple of runs. Weathers, I said to you, she deserves at least 2 or 3 runs before you panic.
Oh, and more.
And you know,
she doesn't. She's been in control the whole time. There's no need to change anything from a defensive side of the angle.
And throughout the 4,000 games of experience that we've probably got sitting here between us, how many times have you seen it where they score a run, you panic and you go, right, I've got to change.
Yep.
And then you got someone coming in fresh. Yep. Bang, they get 2 or 3 runs and you go, oh, I'll bring the other one back or I'll get another one in.
Yep.
No need.
It's the hardest thing, but I mean, I think the thing that needs to be acknowledged is just how great a tournament Saturday, Sunday, the most experienced player in our lineup. So she's done a great job against Queensland yesterday, kept them to the 1 hit. And tonight, she's doing the same to New South Wales. I mean, like, just amazing.
Yeah.
Just a quick update for those interested. The Titans, 6. ACT Diamond, 0. Bottom 6 over in Diamond 2. So the New Victorian starter, Nicole Martin, 98 pitches in, still on the mound.
Oh, they're all walking around out there. They're all chirpy, the Stars. They're flicking the dirt around. They're settling in.
Well, we've tipped our cap to New South Wales all week. Well, because the tournament's been going for 2 days. They've been brilliant, 5-0, and Jensen here, just another one of their young guns getting an opportunity. We know they've got fire in them. It's almost like we're waiting. It's if not when it happens. It's not if, it's when, as I get tongue-tied. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, I got a little cheeky text message. Someone needs to ask Jade where she's found the fountain of youth.
It's at the
Jensen goes opposite field. There she is again, Gemma Letton.
Having a great game, Gemma Letton. But again, New South Wales still putting bat to ball when it counts. That fountain of youth must be out the back of Lee Hull's house for sure. He stole it out of Jesus' bag at school, I think.
We welcomed him back today. He's called a couple of games, but he's doing the field announcing. It's where he got his start, really. He prides himself on calling to the crowd. He loves it. He loves an audience, and we'll have him on tomorrow. He's got a busy day tomorrow. He's going to call 3 games before he does the ground announcing for the main game tomorrow night as well. 4 games on Spacequake Sports. Softball Australia, Softball SA, Facebook pages, Spacequake Sports YouTube channel. If you go on the Spacequake Sports YouTube channel, you'll get lost in a spiral that you won't come out of for a couple of days. There's so much content. A lot of Softball SA Premier League as well. Some highlights and some games from the 2019 Under-17 National Championships that we hosted, boys and girls.
So New South Wales have made a change. Infielder Tali Moore, number 85, has come into the game. 5-year New South Wales five-star representative for her first at-bat of the game.
.88 k's an hour as that one just tails in. Peterson looking like she's having some fun out there at the moment, isn't she?
Well, I said at the start, like, obviously the friendship with Bell, you know, outside of the game, super close friends, so this would be amazing for them.
Right up her alley.
So absolutely, being obviously in different club teams.
86 as Peterson gets her. I don't know how you want us to comment on that, but that was a clean KC there. Peterson gets her. What is that?
Strikeout.
How many?
3rd.
How can that only be the 3rd strikeout?
She's a strikeout machine normally.
But that's what I mean. She's normally a strikeout machine. But just this, it's a batting game, isn't it? It's a fielders. All the fielders are in. As that one's 70 k's an hour. Didn't even think they had the pace to get there, Jade. Feeling every one of those 48 years today.
40.
Oh, I'm being generous. She's 50.
Well, in context, you know, she's thrown 84 pitches now as we're in the 6th.
That's around a normal game, right? That's around a normal game. What, 80, 90 pitches?
Yeah.
So for a club game. So this is relatively, for, you know what, bottom of the 6th. She's around that mark. So if she can last one more or bring Grauer in just to close it out if we make it.
The bullpen activity both sides has gone quiet.
Yeah, there's no run rule. You've got to be 7 up basically after 5. So we will go 7.
Yep.
And no, not unless New South Wales can score 13 in this inning.
Which is not impossible.
No, it's not impossible. It's unlikely, but it's not impossible. We'll go to 7 in this game, and Peters comes to the box. Pitcher speed up rule. Evans gets aboard. Was that the first walk? There's been a hit by pitch. First walk for Peterson. Look, we'll sing her praises all day long. She threw a 7-inning one-hitter against Queensland yesterday. It feels like I've been here for days and days and days.
She's having a good tournament. Yes, that one's a little high. As Peters just watches that one. 5-3 last at bat. She goes after that one, just pops back, hits the back net.
Great mix by Bell. That we've been watching that pace. It's gone up to in the mid-90s. We saw a change up at 69.
Yeah.
It's been all over the place, and it's so from a New South Wales perspective, it's just been hard to get settled on a pace of the ball.
And that's what we said at the start of the game, wasn't it?
Meeting it on its merit is not as easy to do as you think. So, but importantly for Jade as well, that she's had the defence. Letton's made some great catches out at right field. Left field, we've had Tonkin take a great catch, and Robinson's made some great plays at short. So the defence have really helped her out as well.
90 k's an hour, she fires that one through.
So she's changing her pitching speed in the vicinity of 15 to 20 k's a pitch.
Yep.
When you're watching those top pitches that we were seeing earlier, who were thrown between 103 to 98.
Yeah, it's only 4 or 5 k's of difference.
And yes, there's movement on the ball, but you know, this is what made it so difficult, and that's what experience has brought to the table tonight.
2 out. Bottom of the 6th, runner on first. It's a full count. Runner will go on the pitch. Swing and a miss.
Peterson gets her 4th.
She's gone 6. 13 innings in 2 days. A one-hitter against Queensland, and she shut out the top side, the undefeated New South Wales, through 6. You'd almost want her to go 7. You'd almost want to take her out to protect that. She's a competitor.
And over on Diamond 2, the game's just finished, and the Titans comprehensively 8-zip winners over the ACT Diamonds.
That is big. That if Eric was here, he'd took us through the ladder. That puts Victoria in the box seat for a top 4 position with wins against ACT. Don't count them out. They've got a good lineup. They've still got 3 more games to go.
Well, today, I mean, what it does is that game against Queensland early today, where Parker's had to effectively throw in all of their games today, it's going to undo some of that good work and mean that their number 1 pitcher, unfortunately, is going to have a very sore arm starting tomorrow, but she's going to have to, they're all going to have to dig deep and try and pick up a win somewhere to put that back in. But that's a great win by the Titans coming back off of what happened yesterday. So,
look, we're generally pretty good at reading this game. We've been doing this for 6 years. There's over 100 games a season in the Premier League. We've done a couple of national championships. We've done a Denso series. We've done a couple of other special events. We can generally tell how the game's going to go when we get to a point like this, a team 6 runs up in the 7th inning. I'm not counting out New South Wales at all. Please do not think I'm doing that. But this is about the time of the game we start talking about player of the game. We will catch up with the player of the game at the completion. Is it Jade Peterson's shutout through 6? Is it Gemma Letton hitting 9 tonight in her Stars debut? Is it Lana Kaiser? She's done it again with a triple.
for what it is worth, Gemma Letton has been amazing tonight. But if the 7th goes to the script that you're talking about, James, I'd love to hear from Jade Peterson.
I'd love to hear from them both. Can we do 2 again?
You'd have to do
Yes.
you have to get the Fox and the Smiling Assassin. I think it's great because, look, I've seen Jade Peterson pitch 4,000 games in, I've said 4,000 a lot tonight, but I've seen her pitch hundreds of games in the Premier League, as this one's high and outside. And I've seen teams take the bat to her, and I've seen her shut teams down. To shut down a team the calibre of New South Wales, at the moment, we're at top of the 7th, don't crucify us. But to hold them to 0 until the 7th, she deserves to have a chat.
Yeah.
If she's got the energy.
Sarah Tonkin's in the box. We've still got a few outs to get yet. Well, David Muggleton is our man, and he gets the job done week in, week out for Spacequake Sports. He's given me 2 fingers. Now, I think that means we're going to speak to 2 players after the game if SA get up here. Ground ball. Good play. 1 out.
And how sharp did David Muggleton look the other night?
There is a change.
Loves the camera.
Oh, he's
Loves
very,
the camera.
photogenic. Kearns has gone over to shortstop. Did Jensen come out? Maybe they had a pinch hitter. Jensen.
Is Jensen at right field?
Right field, yep. Yeah, good pickup. Here's Bell White. Well, Bell White. I don't even have the right page in front of me. She aggressively gets after this one. So Sarah Tonkin grounds out 6-3 for those scoring at home. Belinda White, you know, she doesn't have to do everything every game, but she likes to be involved. She's been hit by pitch tonight, which is a relatively quiet night for her, but, you know, we'll let her go. I mean, not everyone can hit home runs every game, but here she is against Evans. Twice in a game.
97 Ks an hour.
Twice in a game they've gone inside on Belinda White. I've got to say, this is
unfortunate.
It is unfortunate, and the Stars just don't want to see this. You might see the veteran have a runner.
Right, just above on the knee. But Bell White being Bell White.
Oh, yeah.
Coach Benedictson's asked, do you want to come out?
Oh, just under the knee, just top of the shin there, on top of the calf muscle.
You know what? She'll draw on this. You do not want to be standing in her way if she's running into 2 right now. She'll find a way to square it up.
If she needs to round
She's
to go
got
to 3.
feist about her, Belinda White. Here's Maddie Cameron.
Just want to go long, and she can jog home.
Is that first pitch? She skipped her
78.
chiropractic appointment so she could have that swing just to crack the back a little.
So she's had 3. Yeah, she said Bell White's had to come off. That pain hasn't gone away, unfortunately. So.
Well, she's got bigger fish to fry as the week still got.
But Maddie Cameron,
they've got 3 more games tomorrow, and then you know, if they win this game, Eric said that she's that we're guaranteed a final spot, top 4. So there's plenty more game time for Belinda White to come.
Yeah.
Neve Adams will be the runner.
So Maddie Cameron tonight's had a change-up, a ball in the dirt, change-up, and a change-up as her first pitches.
But again, she hasn't been swinging though at the first one.
Yeah.
And they've all been change-up, dirt, change-up.
She did have that one pitch inside that we sort of thought she would turn on, but it seems like keeping the ball out of the power zone is pretty important facing somebody of Maddie Cameron's power. So
I think Maddie's backing away from the box there. Maddie's just backing off the plate going, oh.
So pinch runner has come in for Bell.
Adams.
And it's Adams.
She's the bullpen catcher tonight. I saw her in the gear, so she might even come in for that last inning, but we'll see. We'll see what this last inning brings us, as Evans is still around the 97 mark. So she started this game, so she's gone through warm-up. She pitched the first couple of innings. She went to the bullpen. She has thrown a lot tonight, but she's maintained her speed.
Yeah. I think Jade would be walking over to Bell saying, put the pads on.
I need you. Don't change now. Cameron.
That's good discipline and good asking the question from him. Sorry, James, jumping in over there.
No, I'm all for that. Go for it, Anthony, as she holds on that outside edge. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Love the fact that they're asking the question of her.
Is it unsportsmanlike to step out of the box now? And go, you make me wait, I'll make you wait?
No, it's not. It's because if the pitcher's going to play the cat and mouse game, the batter can as well. But you know, Jared Farrell's the master of the quick pitch as well. Like, so on the flip side of it, pitchers can go pretty quick at you as well.
He catches you out. As soon as you got 2 feet in there, something's just come past you.
New South Wales, Queensland yesterday, Orsini and Blackman, there was a bit of that timing out each other. It's a bit of theatre.
Base on balls. So we've seen a ground out to short, a hit by pitch, and a base on balls here in the top of the 7th. Timeout called, and McDowell's come in to catch, and that is why Jensen went out to right field. Does that mean that Arnott came out of the game?
Arnott's at 3rd, isn't she?
Arnott's at 3rd. So, lots of changes to keep up with here. This is This has been a brilliant ball game, whether you're supporting the red team or the blue team. It's been a shootout. It's always good to be tested when you're the top team, because teams will always want to knock you off.
Yeah.
So, you know, they've done so well over the last 5 years, call it 2 decades, to be top of the tree in Australia. There's no question about it. But when a team takes it to them, you got to tip your cap and you've got to say, good game.
100%. You can't have it all your way all the time.
High, and the ball gets away from the catcher, and both runners will advance for Lana Kaiser. Two runners in scoring position. We don't talk much AFL, mostly because, you know, it's not really a sport, is it? It's just uncoordinated chaos. But the mighty Carlton Blues had an AFL record for premierships. They've been away for a while. Their time will come back.
They're coming back.
Is it this year? Is it this year? You got your premiership T-shirt made up?
We're rebuilding, and next year. As Kaisler watches that one. You're not going to get anything around the numbers with Kaisler because she's going to go after it strong.
He's let that one through to the keeper, Weathers. 2-0 for Kaisler. She's been on fire this week. I keep saying this week.
Yeah.
These last 2 days. She's really stood up for the Stars.
You don't want to use all your hits now, though. Oh, great peepers.
She'll go 3-0. Like, You can't pass her up 3-0, but there are 2 runners in scoring positions because Yo Grower, the birthday girl's on deck.
Yeah, that'll finish her off the afternoon for the birthday of Yo Grower.
You're 6 up, it's top of the 7th, you're 3-0, green light.
Oh, 100% it's a
2 runners
light.
in scoring position. You've hit a grand slam and 3 triples in the last 2 days.
Yeah, you're going.
Ball 4.
I would have just jabbed at that, just
to get another one.
Just like, oh, sorry, what happened there? Whoops.
Okay. Sweet Heats, Rissa McDowell behind the dish for New South Wales.
We got a visit to the mound. Coaching staff
Kelly
coming
Gentle?
out.
Coach Kelly Gentle,
Gentle, yeah.
Mel,
Hawaii alum.
Mel spoke about she caught up with her, I think it was yesterday, so yeah.
Well, we're going to have to write a list, I think, so we don't forget anyone. Parnaby, Porter, Wilkins, McGee, Warwick, Gentle. The list keeps going and going for these Hawaii alum, and Millie Fidge will be the next one. Rachel Lack.
I used to thought you'd go there because the beaches were good and the water was great, but apparently the softball program seems to turn out superstars as well.
Great call from Chris Taylor. Look, thanks everyone.
He loves the Blues, Chris Taylor. Second team.
Thank you so much to everyone who's joined us today, this week so far. And if you're going to follow us through Monday and Tuesday for the 2022 Gillies Shield, Spacequake Sports, NITV.
Big happy birthday to Yo Grower there.
Crowd singing happy birthday to Yo Grower.
How can you concentrate when the crowd's singing happy birthday to you? Loaded bases for Grower. She's had a bit of time to let it sink in as well.
Oh, right in the elbow.
No.
Oh, the bunt of the bat.
No, right off the butt of the bat.
She didn't even flinch, did she? I thought, tough as nails. I'm not much of a Facebook responder, but Chris Taylor, now that you've nominated or you've said something, happy birthday for the other day, mate. I should have replied or said something. So this is it. As Grower sets up again. Oh, she drives that one out to shortstop.
Great field.
Home.
Oh, that is good play from Kearns at shortstop. It come hard to her glove side, and the power of the shot sort of took her off balance a little. She had to correct that, get in a good position to make the play at home, and Neve had no chance because the ball and the throw both went like a rocket.
Yeah, she just came off third base too and moved across the shortstop. So she's used to seeing that ball come very, very, very quick past her.
So Steph Collette coming to the plate, bases loaded and 2 out in the top of the 7th.
So New South Wales will want to shut them down, SA down here, just to sort of go, yeah, you've had your way so far, but you've got loaded bases and we can still shut you down. 2 out. You didn't get anything. We're going to go and have a bat and finish the game up.
I knew someone would do it.
Yep.
Stacey Ritter, Paula Blanning, Felicity Witt, Justine Smethurst, letter winners at Hawaii. So there's a few more. So thanks to Kieran for that. He's actually an avid supporter of our broadcast with the Premier League, and he's from New South Wales as well. We love all our interstate and overseas viewers. Thanks for that, Kieran. I'm getting too many messages. I'm going to have to turn my phone off the next game, I think, because I've lost where I am in here. I think it was a fielder's choice for Grauer on her birthday. Victoria just had the first shutout of the tournament.
Yeah.
Every game that each team has scored a run. Great block from McDowell. Top 7. This inning feels like it's been going forever. We've got loaded bases and 2 out. It's a 3-0 count for Steph Collett.
But that's what happens in a national championship. Last night, Victoria on the back end of a 14-1 loss, and then tonight, throw an 8-0 shutout. That's just the beauty of national championships.
3-0. Collett, Evans. She watches the 75k change up.
Game's just clocked over 2 hours.
It has been 2 hours of entertainment. In anticipating this pitch. She slowed it down again, hasn't she, Evans?
Yeah, well, 95. You say slowed it down.
No, slowed the pace down, but her speed is still there, 95
She's trying to gain control back now and just playing mind games. I'd step out. Just as she's just about to start a motion, I go, just going to get myself recomposed. You've already got your grip, so don't worry about it. It should be a quick pitch.
Kearns has got a job to do as Collett dives in safely. The run scores.
My golly.
I told you she'd put the body on the line. Steph Collett, as gutsy a player as you'll get, as Maddie Cameron crosses for the 7th SA run.
And that's a true, as we watch this replay here, this is a true indication of the spirit that the Stars are playing with, because it's bottom of the top of the 7th, 6 runs up, and they put the body on the line to get another run.
That's very well said, Mark. That is, like Colette totally knows what's going on with the game, and she's done that. That's huge. 2
finals in a row they've lost against New South Wales. They want this year's championship, and they will not stop until they've got it. That is commitment at its finest, and she deserves that bag. But we've still got 2 more games, 2 more days of play. Everybody, relax.
Pippa Atkins for her 4th time, and she went 4 times in the earlier game against ACT, and she did a brilliant job batting too. She's had a big day. She hit that, got a line drive to first base. It was a good play.
Benedictson going
actually
out.
She was replaced by Chillingworth.
Benedictson just having a quick chat to the umpire. I reckon this might be something to do with the picture. The picture, Brianna Evans. He's making some signals there with his hands, and he's...
Last 6 games New South Wales and South Australia have played. New South Wales 3, SA2, New South Wales 2, SA1, SA6, New South Wales 1, New South Wales 1, SA-Z, New South Wales 4, SA3, New South Wales 3, SA1. So this is a mirror image of what happened in January 2020.
They match up well, don't they?
Yeah. Just
these 2 teams.
6 games, 15-13 is the runs scored and against before tonight.
Atkins
looked focused there too.
They're all competitors. Every single one of these players high for a ball.
She choked up on that bat there as she got in. I just noticed there, the look on her face, she was down on the grip, and then as she's come around, she's just shuffled up and said, righto. So she's down on it. She's back down. Okay, see that? She's just gripping her hand, and just creeping up a bit. Oh, good pitch. Good pitch. This is such character building for everybody out on that diamond right now. This is the experience that everybody wants. It's a prime game. The other teams have come around now to have a bit of a look.
Great
Fouls
battle,
again.
95 k's an hour, a little bit behind it.
2 hours into the game, we're throwing 95. I mean,
Yeah.
I know she has had a little break in the middle there, but still, that's impressive.
Well, you're looking at, we are at the moment looking at the best of the best in
22
Australia, right?
years old in her first women's tournament for
So
New South Wales.
All
One of
these
9
teams here,
rookies.
all these teams here are the best going around and playing in Australia at the moment, right? So we expect consistency.
Atkins gets up the middle. 8 runs. Here comes the runner. It's It's Yo Grauer. Even I'm losing it.
Lana Kaiser comes home for number 8.
9-0.
And Pippa Atkins fires that one straight up the middle. And that still leaves the Stars with the runners on first and second, 2 down. And have a look who's up to bat. Gemma Hetton, the smiling assassin, deserves to push another one out here. But Brianna Evans will have none of that.
First pitch swinging, she's quick, but great play
Good
from Anna
pick
to
up.
move across there like a cat. She sharks it in front of the shortstop and makes a good play. So that's the end of the 7th inning. 9 on the board. New South Wales have got to score 9 to keep it going or 10 to win it.
Yep.
They've got 3 outs.
It seems unlikely. Give Arnett a little bit of credit there. Look at the way she came across, Jim. You said like a cat. She got on the right side of the ball, Anthony. You would like that as a coach.
Yeah.
She got onto the right, so the throwing arm was ready to go straight across. So she got her body across to the first base side of that ball, which was perfect. So good on her.
All right. Just to bring a little bit of composure to the desk, let's not get too carried away because they don't give out medals during the minor round.
Well, you don't win
All right.
premierships in March, right?
No. Right, so we're in May.
I mean, well, you don't even
I
win it in
don't
March.
think there has ever been a Gillies Shield won in May.
Really?
However, we're day 2 of a tournament. New South Wales beat SA in a tiebreaker game in their first head-to-head.
Look who's
You would say both teams put their best teams on the park. Second time up, both teams have perhaps hid something from each team. Now, you could say that New South Wales' depths are a little bit bigger with the Olympians that they've got. You could say that South Australia
well, I wouldn't
have
say
just
that,
taken it to them.
I think there's
But
a few
New
that
South
missed out.
Wales have done this real well with just 2 pitches, knowing that they've got another 3 that they can throw at SA at any other given day. Now, if these 2 teams finish top 2, which is likely, I'm not saying they will, seeing as the ladder positions at the end of tonight, 9-0. I don't see New South Wales getting back in this game. I don't want to speak too soon. But both teams will be 4-1 at the completion of this game. It's going to be tough for any of the 3 teams below them to catch them, seeing as that there's only 3 games to go.
There's not too many players that
New South Wales are 5. Will be 5-1. Great piece of the
good
ball.
spot.
That is elite left-handed hitting with Chelsea Robinson as a great mover at shortstop. She dives for this ball.
As well.
Have a look where Tonkin's fielding. So they've done the book on, I've got to change page again, on Tui. On Tui. And it's a infield, well, it's not an infield single, it's a single to left field in the karaoke, as Mel McGee would say. Here come New South Wales in here in the bottom of the 7th. Ground ball, shortstop. McDowell.
Hold it.
McDowell hits it hard and Robinson has to negotiate that one. Okay, so 2 hits in 2 pitches.
I love the fact too that I don't believe there's anybody on the Stars bench that Belle White would have talk over her, but I reckon Jay would have had, put your pads on, we're going to go finish what we've started.
Yeah.
And after taking a 95 k/h fastball on her knee, 5 minutes later she's back out catching. That's why she's Belle White. Just
Now,
super courageous.
Kivas she will not sit and watch this and die wondering here. This will go hard, and now Stars need to be on their toes, and they need to roll a double here because this ball will go, 65 k's an hour, didn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't do it justice, does it, when Bell wears one 30 k's an hour quicker?
Well, we saw Claire Warwick earlier get one in the Queensland game that was up in the 90s, and it was right in the back of the shoulder blade. So,
well, she's the danger hitter, Keevers. She hit a line drive to shortstop her first turn, a double to centre field her second turn, and an infield single, which went like a rocket.
But I said this in
loaded bases, none out.
I said this in innings 1. In second innings, do not write this New South Wales side off. They do not lose very often, and they do not like losing.
So yesterday, Grace Rickson hit a triple in her debut, and here she is at the plate, none out, bases loaded.
All right, so this is where your question comes into play. We said we'd give, we believe that Peterson deserves 1 or 2 runs, right? Yo Grau has already warmed up. Can you see any movement?
I can't see any activity either side, and I don't think there should be. Have faith that she'll get it done. New South Wales are going to come hard and they're going to push.
That's the spot.
Rickson's been good. She's had a hit tonight. She had a fly out to right field her last turn at bat, so she's seeing it well.
She's already had a triple for this tournament.
Gets after this one, breaks the shutout. Cameron with a little spill, but the runner wasn't going.
There's your run. So Tui comes home for New South Wales. That starts the ball. Arnett's on deck.
Nine to 1.
That is just good.
With loaded bases, you'd give up another run to make an out here just to settle, but Arnett can swing a hard bat. She had 3 pop-ups to the outfield this game. Make it for Cameron. Will take it on, but she won't take on the armour. Cameron, she's seen her play in the Premier League.
Bell White, just quietly.
Bell White has just saved a run there. Maddie Cameron fired that in, but I would have hit the cutoff. She should have went for Robinson and just see what the play was.
Atkinson was there, and Grau has gone up into the bullpen.
She's jogging up there too, Anthony, as we speak.
No, I mean, at the moment, the message to me, to the team, and they would know it simply, would be
Jensen,
that you've simply, I'm going to give you a run for an out.
60.
I don't want to see that again.
An hour.
I don't want to see that pitch again.
Jensen's laughing. Of those.
Jensen has said, "Oh, what have I done there?" She looked at Bell White and said that I should never have seen that again. She will go after this one. I told you.
Well, she's had a hit already in the game. She places this one. She's got 2 hits, and she'll get 2 RBIs as Cameron's in the play again. So New South Wales, in a flash, 3 runs in this 7th with just 1 out.
Yep, and this is what they will do to you any time of the game. As Bill Benedictson's making his way out to the mound.
I can't wait to get Jade in this commentary box. I'm really hopeful. I spoke to KP a couple of days ago and I said, look, we really want her. She does a great job with the softball shout-out. If they get a break in play, we want her on the commentary. So I can't wait to get to her and tell her how good she's played, because she's been a highlight for this game. But New South Wales, throughout this tournament, have been terrific. They are still undefeated.
Yeah.
At this point, they're still undefeated. And South Australia just giving up 3 runs from 5 batters in this inning. Montana Kearns up. She hit a long ball. Her first plate appearance, a double.
So, Jade, the thing to remember here is Jade's brought you 6 innings and the offense has brought you 9 runs.
Yeah.
So that deserves a long leash. We've got 1 out. Let's just focus on getting the second.
Fly ball to Robinson. And she goes for the double play.
Oh, no.
Runners will stay at first and second. What a great take. It was tough because she had to read it off the bat. She comes in on the ball. It's never easy when it's coming to you on the full to come in on it. Eastern replay. Great play. Robbo.
Great call. No, says umpire, strikes back.
2 outs. Stars are 1 out away from an historic win. It's been 17 years since the Gillies Shield has been to SA.
Well,
in front of
it's not the final.
I know it's not.
Don't put the kibosh on it now. New South Wales
Evans,
can turn this on their head.
Evans, the pitcher's had a fly out and a walk in this game. 2 out, 2 runners on. Strike, 1-1 count. The Stars have a 5-run third inning, and then they have scored in the 6th and in the 7th to go to 9-0 up before New South Wales in a flash, mind you.
That change-up
3 runs.
That change-up is
62.
It's getting slower. It's gone 69, 67,
It's going to go backwards.
And now it's gone down to 62.
There'll be movement here.
Swing and a miss.
You watch him get around her.
The wily old fox has done the job for SA.
14 innings, 2 wins, and 4 runs for Jade Peterson, the 41-year-old. I'll say it, 41. It's been 5 years since she's represented the Stars. She's the obvious choice to speak to. 9-3 against the undefeated side. Credit to the SA hitters. New South Wales fought the whole game, and the scoreline doesn't do them justice. Let's just put it that way. But all focus is on the team right there, the red team from SA, the home team. The birthday girl, Yo Grauer, in amongst that. You can see the coaching staff are saying, we're not done yet, ladies. It's day 2 of a tournament. We've still got more to come.
Yeah, so Jade Peterson at the start of the tournament, if you'd said to her, listen, I'm going to need you to throw Queensland and I'm going to need you to throw New South, and I'll need you to split that series for us.
Yeah.
And she's given him 2-0.
Yep.
What she has done for the Stars tonight is huge, because what she's done is she's protected their ace from that lineup, and now New South Wales, if they're going to see the Stars again, it's not going to be until Tuesday.
Yep.
And so that's that. The win is great. The scoreline is what it is.
Yep.
But the fact that Jade's done that and protected that battery can't say how good a thing that is for them.
Let's just pay a little bit of credit to New South Wales. 3 runs in split seconds, left a runner on first and second. 2 runners on, and that could have been a 5-9 in one hit. So they are a quality side regardless of who is in, who is out. The depth is there. Let that be a lesson or a warning to everyone else.
They had 8 batters in that last inning, and Jade Peterson threw her 5th strikeout to end the game. Fitting that it was Jade Peterson.
And New South Wales, they've played 3 games in 9 hours. So
yeah, this is a tournament of attrition as the Stars get together, as our man David Muggleton awaits our player of the game. And look, I'm going to circle back 6.5 years ago when we first broadcast a game on Spacequake Sports. It was Seacombe, and it was Jade Peterson who had a dozen strikeouts, spoke to David Muggleton at the completion of the game, and he's with her right now. David Muggleton, you've got Jade Peterson.
Thanks, guys. I am here with Jade Peterson. Now, first off, Eric Bolnar wants to know, the people want to know, where is it? Where did you find it? The Fountain of Youth. We know you know where it is. Tell us your secrets.
Children keep me young.
Don't they normally do the opposite of that?
I'm pretty active with mine, yeah. I have no idea.
So, called up to the Stars. Now, you've been involved in the Stars plenty of times before, but this Gillies Shield, it's the first time back after the long COVID break. What were you expecting coming into this championship?
Well, we didn't have probably, the ideal preparation for it with COVID in and out and that sort of thing. But, I played with these girls before, and I just wanted to get back into it and be around them, play with the best.
Well, you certainly have been playing with the best, but you've also been playing against the best. And after 14 innings, only 4 runs allowed, and you went against Queensland.
11.
And 11 runs?
Oh, sorry, David.
Yeah, 14. Yeah, your mics are still live over there, boys. After 14 innings, only allowed 4 runs in the national comp. One of those games against the defending championships, New South Wales. Are you feeling good out there or what?
It's a bit of a surprise for me. It does feel good, yeah.
So you don't often pitch to Belinda White, so like just being able to kind of get out there and have that completely different lineup of girls around you, like how does that change what your pitching style is?
It doesn't change a lot for me. I'm, a bit of the old school, and I'll do whatever my catcher tells me to, and I'll throw what they ask. I trust their knowledge behind the plate, and I just trust them 100%.
Now, were your kids watching tonight?
Yes, they were.
Are they in the venue or are they watching the live stream?
No, they're here.
They're here? So now, I'm pretty sure that they already kind of looked up to you, but surely in this moment, you getting that win against the New South Wales, you've got to be a hero in their eyes.
Oh, I hope so. They're probably more interested in their iPads, though.
No, only if their iPads are watching the replay to see all those beautiful pictures coming in.
Yeah, they should be in bed, though.
So what's on the cards for tomorrow? Are you expecting any of the games? How many games does South Australia play tomorrow?
We have the 3 tomorrow, so we've got the early one and then the one straight after, so we're going to back-to-back. I'm not sure of the game plan as yet, but I'll definitely get some recovery in tonight, get some food and plenty of sleep.
Well, we hope to see you back out there again for the Gillies Shield because it has been exciting and explosive. Congratulations on the win, Jade Peterson.
Thanks, Dave.
Jade Peterson, David Muggleton reunite after 6.5 years. She was the first interviewer on our Spacequake Sports coverage all those years ago. And a little shy and reserved on the diamond, but I tell you get a little, a little vodka cruiser in her and you can't shut her up. But Jade Peterson, what a brilliant effort tonight. A super mum, a mother of 2, Perry and Nixon, a mother of 3 really with Scott Radigan, mother of 5 with Ireland and O'Hara.
Yep.
Like she's got the Brady bunch going, but she's never lost that love for softball, and she spoke about her relationship with the catchers. She's good friends with Belle White, although they're only teammates on the Stars, but her old long-time catcher, Lena Brueggemann, really guided her through her early years in the Premier League, and I'm sure she'll want to shout out to her as well, so I'll do that on her behalf. But Jade Peterson, well done. You've done your state and your team proud. Look, let's take a quick look at the ladder. At the completion of 2 days, New South Wales has played 6 games. They're the only team to have played 6 games, so they'll only play the 2 games tomorrow. SA, Victoria, Queensland, ACT have all played 5. SA, 31 runs for and 9 against. Equal best runs for, 1 game less than New South Wales, and the best runs against, the closest team, 9 runs against, the closest team is New South Wales, 23 runs against. You throw names like Fidge and Peterson at me 6, 7, 8, 9 months ago, and I'll say, what about Trzynski? Or I'll say, what about Hood? And you've got Grauer as well on her birthday. The 3 of them, stars of our Premier League, are just risen to another level. And this is what we love about this sport, is that the cream rises, and we've seen that this week so far from the SA Stars. Now, look, as commentators would call it as we see it, and tomorrow it's a new story, I get that, but right now, as a South Australian, I'm going to celebrate this victory 9-3 against the undefeated New South Wales. They sit atop of the table because they've got 10 points. They've won 5. Stars have won 4. So those 2 teams are looking good for top 2 places. Stars have locked in a final spot. It's just a matter of where they finish on the ladder. Victoria, with their win tonight against ACT, go to 2 wins. They've got the most runs against, so that's effectively a game. Should you be tied? That's the tiebreaker if you're tied on points. Queensland, ACT, 1 win, 4 losses. It's all ahead of those 3 teams. They need an upset to make the finals, you'd think.
Yeah, well, it's going to be an exciting closeout to this tournament. There's absolutely no doubt about it. 2 things I'm going to say. I'm a Queenslander, so I just call a game. I love the game. Good on SA for beating New South Wales. Great work. We're going to need an ambulance here if SA win the Gillies Shield, because someone's going to faint and have a heart attack. Great game tonight by New South Wales and SA. I loved it. Weathers,
Yeah, look, I'd say, I mean, definitely the win for SA. The protection of Grower is more important to me than the win. The fact that we didn't need to get her out there. Flip on the other side of that, if I'm Coach Porter, it's also a win because I didn't go to my bench and I've been able to rest my players that have played, 6 games in 2 days and they've got 2 more tomorrow. I've kept Orsini off the mound. I've been able to get some rest into the others. So from that perspective, does she want a 9-3 scoreline? No, of course she doesn't. But has she been able to achieve what she wanted to achieve at the start of the game?
Yep.
Absolutely. So I think it's a win-win. Tomorrow it's going to be super interesting because those final 2 spots are up for grabs, and that's where the battle's going to be. Queensland tomorrow morning against SA straight up at 10 a.m. So that's going to be a huge game because, as James just said, somebody's going to need to upset somebody in that mix. And they've all shown signs. Queensland showed signs against New South Wales earlier today, and they come back over earlier in the day. ACT, they showed signs. Victoria again. So
It's anybody's.
it's going to be a huge day tomorrow.
Well, thank you so much, Mark. Thank you so much, Anthony. Thank you to Lee and Eric and Mel McGee, our call team here for the Gillies Shield. We're back for tomorrow. It's the biggest day of the week as far as the live stream goes. It's 4 games. So it's a tournament of attrition for the players. It's a tournament of attrition for our broadcast team. Thank you so much. Spacequake Sports, you guys do the best job in the country. The comments on the live stream tonight just painted a picture for us that it is the best. And to the teams playing, you've put on a show today and yesterday, and we cannot wait for the action tomorrow. But tonight, it's all about the Stars' 9-3 win over New South Wales. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Good night.
Good night.